Welcome back to our weekly series where we talk about the various different projects that have been done by our data specialist team. Now, in front of you today, we have coal and iron ore price prediction. All right. So this is a analytics project that has been done in the domain of energy and mining. Okay. So let's continue with our show. We can go to the next slide, please. Right. So before we get into the project, let us talk about a scenario here. We have Mr. and Mrs. A who have been trained at XYZ Institute and they have worked on dummy projects from Kaggle and GitHub. And we have Mr. or Mrs. 360 who have been trained at 360DigiTMG. They have worked on real-time projects. They have attended daily stand-up calls. They have created end-to-end data pipelines. They have done deployment on-premise and on cloud. They have attended client calls and they've had their research papers published in international journals. So the simple question here is, which of these resumes will get shortlisted for the job openings? You can answer that question yourself. Okay. So without any further delay, I would like to introduce Sri Lakshmi. Hi, Sri Lakshmi. Good evening.
Hi, hi, good evening, Aditya.
So, Sri Lakshmi, why don't you start off by explaining the business understanding phase of your project?
Sure, Aditya. So, coming to this project presentation, you all know that talking about Mr. A and Mrs. Mr. Who has taken training in 360 Digit MG, there is a lot of difference here, friends. The thing here is if you're taking any training in XYZ Institute, where they work only on the dummy projects or the Kaggle or the GitHub projects where they can get any data sets. But here, friends, we do really work on the real-time projects, as just now said by Aditya. So, so here, coming to our business problem here, this is a client project here, friends. So our business problem here is challenges lies in effectively analyzing the fluctuating prices of coal and iron ore, the decision making of stakeholders in the mining, manufacturing, and energy sectors. We all know that there is a deficiency, like not deficiency, I'll say that there's a huge demand for the coal or iron ore nowadays. And we can say now is anyhow it is a summer season, so the coal there is a huge demand with the daily. So whenever means like a particular company who's working like a manufacturing industry, there is a huge demand for coal or maybe iron ore, which is a mineral resources. So now this is our business problem. And coming to our objectives, the objective of this project is to maximize profitability. And coming to the constraints, we have to minimize costs through informed decision making. So this is the constraint. So we have to maximize the profitability. Profitability means we have to decide at what time we are supposed to buy the iron ore or coal. So when is the right time to buy this coal so anyhow we all know that this prices will be fluctuating. So when is the best time to buy this coal or maybe iron ore? So based upon that, so we'll get a maximum profitability. But the constraint here, what it lies is minimize the cost to informed decision making. So while we're taking the decision, we have to cut down the cost. And coming to this business success criteria here, friends. So achieving a 10% increase in the profit margins is our agenda or aim, I can say. And talking about the ML success criteria, we have to obtain the price analysis and we have to buy this coal or maybe iron ore at the least price. That is a ML. So we have to design our model in that way. And economic success criteria is generating 20% increase in the revenue within the first year. So we have to plan in such a way that whenever you are buying, this maybe coal or iron ore, it should be given 20% increase in the revenue. So we have to plan accordingly. And when we are delivering this model or project to the client should be benefited by our project. So this is our main aim. So, and also the success criteria means by the end of the first year, you're talking, there should be at least 20% increase in the revenue. So that is what we aim for, right? Now let's move on to the second slide, friends.
Sri Lakshmi, so thank you for that explanation. Now, the next question that I have here is that what kind of data were you dealing with, and what were some of the challenges that you faced in this project?
Yes, that's a good question, Aditya. So we have faced some problems, like not problems, there are some constraints. That is, when we are collecting the data, like we face some problems, like we have to go with more number of websites, and we have to we are means we wanted the real time data, right? So means like the client data given was given by the client, and also we worked on the real time, we have collected the data sets from the trading websites also. Like we have faced some problems while collecting the data, but it was fine. And somehow we have collected the data. That was one of our constraints. And also while we are working with the data, so it was around past 6 years of data what we have collected. So based upon that, we have come to a conclusion that means like how the price analysis can be done, like what are the fluctuations what we have faced while doing this project. And also apart from that, while we are doing the project, it was completely when we have come to our analysis. So let's talk about the analysis here, friends. So this is the model architecture. So when you're talking about the model architecture here, friends, so first comes the data collection. So when you're collecting the data, here we have two types of data. So first one is a primary data source, and second one is a secondary data source. So here in this case, we are totally concentrated on the primary data source because it is a real-time project, even though the client has given some data, but we wanted to go with the market analysis also. So we have conducted some surveys, and also we have taken some, we have gone through several case studies and also some interviews. So based upon that, and also we have collected the data from the trading websites. So that is how we have collected the primary data source. And the secondary data source was somehow provided by the client. So this is how we have collected the data. So we here in this case, we have faced initially some constraints, but we were successfully able to collect the data. And the second one is, and after that, when we are loading it in the database, it is a very large data set. So we have to take that large data, we have to load it into the database. And what is the raw data? We have to send it for EDA and data cleaning. EDA is a process what we call it as where we are going to clean the data. So why we are cleaning the data? Because your raw data contains lots of missing values and also some outliers, right? So there is a need to go with the data cleaning, and also we call it as a data pre-processing. So when we are extracting the data, we have three steps there. So one is extract the data, transform the data, and load the data. So when we are extracting the data, means from different sources, we are collecting the data and extracting it. And after that, we are transforming the data. Why we are supposed to transform the data means the data what we have should be unbiased data. So we have to work with the unbiased and the fair data for achieving the unbiased purpose. We have to keep our data free from outliers, and also we have to, like, if there are any missing values, we have to check there and there itself, and we have to fill it with some fillers. So this transformation technique comes another. So after that, we are going with loading the data into our database. And also after that, we'll be working with different Python libraries like NumPy and Pandas. And from there, where we can get some analysis part. And From there, we'll be going with the data visualization part. So friends, when you're talking about this data visualization, either we can go with Power BI, Tableau, or Google Looker Studio, from where we can achieve like the results, right? So sometimes when we are visualizing, the results, we'll be able to get some insight from this. So we insights from that, and from there, based upon the data insights what we have got, we will be sending it to the clients. So end user will be giving it to the client. So this is what is a model architecture is. Okay. So
So
Aditya,
Sri Lakshmi here, yeah. So Sri Lakshmi here, why don't you just show us some of the results, and can you walk us through that? Like, let's assume that I am the client. I do not have the technical knowledge. So how can I interpret those results? Can you just quickly explain us everyone that?
Sure, Aditya, definitely. So here, like when we're talking about this result, so this is what is the result what we have obtained. So friends, when you're talking about this result here, so this is what is the result I have obtained. So I have collected the data from 2019 to 2024. So if you're talking, so this is what is the data set what we have obtained from the business with that is a trading website. So here you can see in the year 2019 and 2020, there is a drop when the opening price and the sum of the high price was there. And also when we talk about this trading websites, so we have a particular column called as when what is the opening price and what is the high price and what is the low price, the particular year. You can see here, Aditya, like there is a drop from 2019 and 2020. So in the first quarter, you can see there was a drop in the prices. Why? Because we all were aware that this was depending upon the outward situations also. Let us say in 2020, we all experienced the uh, pandemic conditions, right? So because of that, there was a drop in the price. And compared to 2019 and 2020 and 21, so it was in the same way, like there was a drop in the prices. But in 2022, Aditya, you can see there was a changes in the price. It started raising up. There was like price of the coal was rising up. You can see. And in 2023, you can see it was on the peaks. In 2023, the price of this coal, if you can concentrate on, it is around 12,313. You can say it as dollars, like $1 million for a ton of coal. And in 2024, like as of now, we can see there is a slight drop, there's not a slight drop, but there is a drop in this. We had the data till only the starting of the month. So this is what we have analyzed till March or April, sorry, April month of 2024, right? So if you can see the trends, how it was going from 19, it was somewhere 7,000, and 20 and 21, the prices got down, and 23, you can see it was on the peaks because there was a huge demand. And 23 year was the year where uh, there was a lot of production was being going on, which was depending upon the coal. And because of the demand and the market conditions, we can see there was a huge spike in the prices. And in 2024, it's it has come down a bit, but it may as per the market prediction, I can say that this is the right time for those companies who are planning to buy the coal. So this is the best time for them to buy the coal because compared to 2023, the 2024, now it's a time for them in the month of April, means in this month, or maybe in the month of, I can predict that from our predictions that maybe month in the July or August, June, July, and August, the prices might still go down. So this is the best time for them for buying the coal. So this is the result what we have obtained, friends. And also, Aditya, here you can see that as per the date wise we have taken, and also these were the curves what we have taken. Like this curves is what it's speaking a lot. So in this year, if anyone is like planning to buy coal, this is the best time for them to buy coal.
All right. So, thank you so much, Sri Lakshmi, for joining in today and walking everyone through this project and giving a very detailed explanation as to what work we have done. So, once again, friends, thank you so much for tuning in today. And we request you guys to follow our Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn page so that you can get updated on various programs like this. So once again, thank you, Sri Lakshmi, and thank you everyone who has joined.